All right, so let's start off with a Skarmory here. So what we usually like to do is we usually like to hit up those stat columns first so that you guys kind of know what to put stuff in. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about a Skarmory first, Verlis. Skarmory is a defensive
Man.
Pokemon, correct?
Yeah, Skarmory is the classic defensive physical wall. It even has like its own little combo with Blissey. That way you kind of have a good wall setup against anything physical or special. The Skarm Bliss combo is really popular back in 4th gen, early 5th gen. And
Skarm
now
Bliss, I like that.
Skarm Bliss, yeah, people had like shirts and stuff. It would be the Blissey egg with like Skarmory wings coming out of it. I saw like 3 of those at one of my tournaments. I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. These guys are good.
Yeah, they're gonna be running that.
And
So you can see his defensive stat is huge, right? Look at that, 140. That's
yeah.
stupid. That's crazy. That's gotta be one of the highest. Is he the highest defensive Pokemon? I've never
He's
seen
not the
anything higher.
highest, but he's incredibly up there.
Yeah, that's way up there. I don't think I've ever personally on doing these. I've never seen one that's over 140, and I don't think I've seen one just myself. But that's pretty big. Oh, Era says, Verlis, I'm a big fan of yours. Awesome, Era. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Era. Glad that you're checking it out. It's Algo says it's pretty slow. He thinks it's a slow Pokemon though.
That's what tanks are, though. You kind of
Yeah.
have to give
He
and
might,
take when it's got that.
yeah, I'm not sure if he might have been talking to us. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's start with our build here. So let's start with the nature. That's the best way I think we should start it off. So if
Yeah,
we're going tanky, I'm guessing we're buffing the defense.
gotta buff the defense. You're getting
Okay.
too much percentage lost if you don't.
So you guys can't see this, but a little bit just right below where it says remaining 508 down there, right below the speed stat, is a thing that lets you change the nature of the Pokemon. And changing natures of Pokemon gives a buff to one stat, but also subtracts from another. So we're going to give it one that gives it a buff into defense, and then probably minus his special attack or something.
Minus the special attack works.
So that is impish. So we're going to give it an impish nature. You're going to see a plus and minus show up right now. So there you go.
Boom.
Plus to defense, minus the special attack. And are we going 252? It already has so much defense. Do we even
I
max
would
it in
first
defense?
max out the hit points. Get a good idea on how high health
Okay.
you can get.
So max out its HP. And you know what a lot of people had been asking, can we show level 50? So I'm actually going to switch that really quick.
That works.
Because I know that level 50 is typically what you see in tournaments, and then some people said, show us the shiny, so we'll go shiny Skarmory as well.
Whoa,
So it's
great
a shiny
wings.
level 50 Skarmory. So now you can get like a real idea of what it looks like in competitive play. Because in competitive play, for those of you that don't know, Pokemon balances at 50. If your Pokemon are over 50, it'll drop them down to 50. If they're below 50, then actually you need to bring them up to 50. Because when you play competitively, it does not bring your Pokemon up, it only drops them down. Correct, Verlis?
Yes.
Okay, so this would be a level 50 Skarmory that you would be battling with. Obviously, the stats have gone down, but we can still see what stats are actually really strong. That 140 defense is stupid, crazy.
Yeah, it's
Um,
pretty ridiculous.
so here's what we're at for life is we're at 172, and our defense and life are currently balanced. Do we give it special defense to kind of give it even
I
more
give
tanky?
it quite a bit of special defense, usually around 180 points.
Okay, 180. So Verlis is a guy again that likes to he's not a 252 guy. Sometimes he'll like to put 252, but for the most part, you're a big fan of creating some sort of balance between your Pokemon statistics.
Yes, if I'm going tanky, I try to do like 244 hit points, something like that, and then I try to mix it around like what defense it needs, what special defense. I try to just make it to where it's almost completely even. Some
Okay.
Pokemon like Skarmory it's not possible to do that, so I try to get it as high in balance as possible.
Cool. So we went with that special D. We threw about 180 in it. It's at 113. What do we do with the rest?
Put it into defense.
Put it into that D. So he's gonna definitely be more for physical attackers, but he still will be able to hold back some special attacks
Yes.
as well. So so that looks like a good balance there. I don't know if you guys can see that. We went full health. We went 76 in defense. We went 180 in special defense, and then we went with a positive nature, which was impish for defense, but minus the special attack. So what is Skarmory? Skarmory, is it a status effect Pokemon? Is it just a tank that like poisons you or burns you, or what does it do?
Skarmory is one of those Pokemon that is just an entry hazard, just beast. It makes it really rough for you.
Okay.
So we can start by getting Stealth Rock on there.
So this is also a Pokemon that you want to lead your party with.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's an incredible lead, especially if they try to lead something physical. They're either going to have to switch out or bash their head into it until they realize they have to switch out.
Because it's just going to take that damage for too many turns. What, like 6 attacks maybe? 4 attacks at least?
it can take more than that because it gets Roost.
Ooh, okay, so let's throw that on there. So Stealth Rock, in case you guys don't know, I'm going to throw on Roost and Stealth Rock. Let's just, oops, okay. That's my broken keyboard. I love it. It's broken, so I had to buy a new one. I was telling everyone about it. Anyway, I don't think it's going to get Brave Bird, so we'll fix that. But Stealth Rock, let's go over it really quick. Hurts foes on switch-in. So what happens is you throw these rocks out, and then if the opponent ever switches a Pokemon in, then he immediately takes initial damage to the Stealth Rocks. And Stealth Rocks don't stack like other like Spikes do, correct? Stealth Rocks is a one-time.
Yeah, Stealth Rock is
throw.
one time.
Okay. And then Skarmory is also going to get Roost, so you're going to have a bad time. Look at Roost right there. You can see what it does. Heals 50% of flying type. Heals 50% of HP. Flying type is removed, but that's absolutely nasty because 50% of HP back on someone that's this tanky is brutal. And what's the third? Because I know Brave Bird's not what we're looking at, right?
Yeah, I would say Spikes.
And he's also going to throw some spikes. So there's going to be all kinds of hazards. Can you throw Stealth Rocks and spikes out?
Yes.
You can do both. That's stupid. You can triple spike and Stealth Rock, and someone that comes in is just going to be like 50%
They lose half
health.
their health pretty much gone.
Yeah, that's crazy. So this is another type of move that like you set it up, and then when they switch in, it hits them. So you can throw 3 layers of this, and at 3 layers, it is pretty strong. It's like a 25.
Everyone's been yelling it in the chat. So apparently the big buildup is being blown. Whirlwind.
Whirlwind. Uh-oh, this is the ultimate right here for it, or what?
The ultimate.
Oh, ouch.
Go
Now I
read that
get
off.
it.
Yeah, go have fun as you read that one.
Yeah, so everyone's screaming whirlwind apparently in the chat. Thanks for reading that, Verlis. It's sometimes it's hard for me to read the chat when I'm kind of directing the flow of the app, but whirlwind. So that is an obvious call because you set up the Stealth Rocks, you set up the spikes, and you force the switch, essentially.
Yes.
So if you see this guy's whirlwind, look right here, forces the target to switch to a random ally. That is dirty. As Sam says, Brave Bird. Yeah, let's put Brave Bird back on it.
Well, I don't believe in Brave Bird too much because its physical attack isn't that great, and if you're just forcing the switch-ins instead, you're going to be doing at least a quarter of someone's health every turn.
Yeah, they're some people are liking Brave Bird, some people are liking the spikes. I think for this particular build, I really like the whirlwind. I like forcing the switch and getting the spike set up. I think that you could easily do this. What else? What ability do we use? Is Kenai the right one, or what do we go with here?
You could have Sturdy, just so he doesn't get one-hitted by anything fire, because since he doesn't have a lot of special defense, he's really susceptible to a good flamethrower or two.
Okay, cool. And then what do we throw as an item on this?
You can give him a leftovers, and then people just kind of cry themselves to sleep when they get stuck in one of these locks.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know what leftovers does, it restores 1/16 of wow, that's pretty good. It restores 1/16 of a Pokemon's health every single turn. So if you're not even doing that much damage on the Skarmory, say you're doing like 25 to 50 HP, this thing is gonna just boop immediately get back a bunch, and then it's gonna take you about 3 or 4 hits, and then it's just gonna roost, and you're gonna have a bad time. So this is a pretty cool Skarmory build. As you can see, we set up the shiny there, so he's kind of like almost I don't want to say a gold, but like a kind of a, I guess maybe I don't know what color that is. It's a beige. It's a shiny beige with the green wings there, and then we put him at level 50, so you can see his level 50 stats for competitive play. What were you saying, Verlis?
I'm just saying, yep. Also, people in the chat, they're kind of in an outrage because Stealth Rock is not available yet until Pokebank comes out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for this particular Pokemon. Yeah, guys, I would say don't necessarily worry about whether or not this works in a certain thing, like, oh, you can't use that now, or you can't do this now. We're simply trying to show you guys what you can do with any Pokemon. Not to mention, we usually mix up the builds too. We kind of we'll mess around and throw other stuff on. So what is Stealth Rock? Is it an egg move then, or for Skarmory? Why can't? Because I have plenty of Pokemon with Stealth Rock.
Mm-hmm. I think it's an egg move with a Pokemon that isn't available in the game yet.
Is that what it is? Bronze. That's a good. Thank you, Pokemon Master. It's bronze. Bronze with green wings. Yeah, I forgot that word. Bronze is a word. Move tutor and move tutor move. Okay.
It's a move tutor and then it's an egg move. So you can get one in move tutor, bring it over, and then egg move it for a legal Pokemon for VGC.
Yeah, exactly. So Yeah, you could move to, and that you should be able to bring your move tutor Pokemon over once that Pokebank is out. You'll just upload it from your Black and White 2, and then just bring it down, and then breed it, and then boom, you'll have a. That's
Yes.
only coming up. That's in like 2 weeks. So
Yeah, so I'm not too worried about excluding Pokebank at this point.
yeah, this Pokemon is seriously 2 weeks away of being a reality. Yes, you can't do it right this second, but in about 2 weeks you're gonna be able to set this up. So again, let's review what we got here on Skarmory. Little final touches. Let's go back to our stat layout. Oops, we were already on here. So the stat layout, we went max HP. We threw in a little defense, and we also threw in some special defense to kind of balance it out because it has so much defense already that it wasn't super necessary to give it a bunch of EVs in defense. We also gave it an impish nature, which is why you can see the positive in defense, the minus in special attack. And then since it's a super tanky Pokemon, we're going for what do you call it? An intro hazard, right? Or how do you say entry hazard? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's an entry hazard Pokemon. Is this also a Pokemon you'd want to lead with, Burles? Like
This
you
is
want to start?
definitely a lead because you want to get those Stealth Rocks going as soon as possible, those spikes, and just try to whirlwind it out.
Okay, so exactly the setup was, again, Stealth Rocks and Spikes. You get them set up, and then you just whirlwind Pokemon out and force them to switch into those Spikes and Stealth Rocks. It's pretty much
Yep.
going to cause some serious damage. Then you can just Roost if you're ever getting attacked too much. It heals 50%. Give it the Sturdy ability just so it doesn't get one-shot by a Fire Pokemon early on, and some leftovers to even add more life to that Roost. So
Looks good. Looks good.
so that is it, guys. That is a Skarmory. It's a pretty dirty Pokemon, and I must say that every time I've gone up against one, they frustrate the hell out of me. So if you don't have a fire Pokemon, then you're gonna have a bad time against a Skarmory, to be honest.
Yep. Or if you're not getting whirlwinded into a fire Pokemon, because there's nothing you can really do but hope a Pokemon that can counter it comes in.
Yeah, please whirlwind me into my Charizard, please. Anyway, let's check out another one, Verlis. Any thoughts on what the next Pokemon would be?
Well, we need to talk about this guy's rank, where he belongs on the list.
Oh my gosh, I always forget, Verlis, and thank you for reminding me. You're the man. Verlis, where did you have Skarmory right now?
I was thinking about somewhere between 100 and 50, just in that lower bracket, mostly because once a rapid spinner comes in, all of your setup gets blown away.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So if anyone name a couple rapid spinners you'd want to watch out for.
Fortress, Avalugg, Excadrill, Pokemon that are actually seeing quite a bit of play. So, and also if they have a taunt on their team and you whirlwind them into a taunt, you're kind of in trouble because now you don't have anything to use at all.
Yeah, that sounds pretty brutal. Okay, some people are saying, I'm seeing numbers come in, 72, 80, 64.
Mm-hmm. I like
Really,
64.
Probably in the 60s. Dr. Smithers says probably in the 60s. I hate these things, so that's weird. I really thought it would be higher, but I know there are, it sounds like there are some Pokemon that can kind of get rid of it, or it sounds like there's too many Pokemon that can deal with it.
Pretty much is one thing about it, because if they can't stop it, then their game is going to be just ruined.
Okay, yeah, that's like that's what happens to me. I feel like I always get ruined, but because the only fire Pokemon I really have is like a Dragonite, I think, and so I get wrecked by Skarmories. But I guess I wonder if I could get rid of it with anything else. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think I really need to be careful. I think Skarmories is a tough Pokemon for me, just the way my teams are built. Well.
Yeah.
That is Skarmory. It looks like people are, I think a good number is around 64. I think a lot of people were saying.
I liked 64 quite a bit.